Hey everyone. Uh, I wanted to go ahead and make this video that I did, or basically do an analysis on a video that I did a couple of days ago, where I basically go up against the Caverns of Remembrance on level 1, with Valor form, by the way. And so I wanted to actually give you all a little analysis of what I had to go through in these fights and stuff, and what I had to learn in these fights with just using Valor form instead of actually having, the crowd control modifiers and stuff that you normally have, like Magnet Splash, aka Magnet Burst, Magnet, any other crowd control attacks in the game. And I had to learn how to do these fights just like that. And I'm sorry if I keep saying this is not scripted or anything. This is just an analysis of how I was able to pull off these fights with just Valor form, which does not have any guard, any magics, or any other type of stuff that I mentioned earlier about those crowd control modifiers. Only thing you have in Valor form are finishers. Quick finishers. An AoE ground finisher, which basically spins like a crowd control finisher that's leaps into the air, and you have your slashing AoE type finisher that he does that just swings around him. So that's pretty much all you have with you, and high jump on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually get into the video and actually show you all the clips and stuff, and tell you what I had to do in these fights, so you can get a better understanding of how tough it was and how much thinking and stuff that I had to do to actually get these fights done and actually know their positioning, at least in the cave area. And we'll talk about the transport of remembrance and stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Which one is this? All right, let me before this, I want to make sure the volume's up, and I want to make sure it's not too loud, so that way everyone can hear. I'm gonna play it a little bit. All right. Okay, so it's not too loud. All right, so let's see, is this at the beginning? All right. So how I was able to deal with this first fight. This is the first fight in the Caverns of Remembrance, because that little area right here that you go through after you beat the fight. So the first thing you encounter in the first wave of this fight are the two ghosts, I believe two ghosts with those little candles, and then you got a cry bat. I mean, not cry bat, one of those bats that give you bat cry. So the first enemy that I go after are these guys, because they have more range on you with their attack, or basically they have an attack that can go the distance and stuff, and it can track you. I don't know how long, but it does track you, and it moves faster on Valor form's level, or speeding agility. So what I do is I just basically parry back their candles just like that, and then I can just get a few hits in. Now that back cry kind of messed it up, and then for some reason the fight actually did do that when I was playing the game. I don't know why, or I think it was the emulator, so that happened. So I just get a back cry off, just to deal with crowd control. See, now we have another one, so when you kill that, I just basically go after him, try to get him out as fast as possible. Or basically I just stun him, so that way I can focus on the other guy, because the bat cries, they're not as threatening, but they can get in the way at times and pretty much combo you. So now that he's out, I just get ready to take care of this ghost. Alright, so now you see I'm beating this ghost up, but watch what I do. I'm just gonna walk away, and the reason I do that is because I want him to come this way. And I want to leave just enough health that so when I throw the candle back at him, or the fire back at him, he will have just enough health, so when he gets on the ground, I can do just a few pokes on him, so that way I can kill the next enemy that comes up on the screen, comes up in the fight, because they always spawn right here, and these guys you want to take out quickly, because if you have them in the fight while fighting these hammer guys, it's not going to be fun or easy. But right here, it's a whole lot better if you just take these guys out. And I'm saying this like this is a tutorial, because no one's not going to actually do this. This is not to say like, oh, the game should be beaten like this, or it can be beaten like, even though I did do that, but at the same time, I'm just showing this or something, or stuff. So what you do is just take him out, and then just poke him, and then as soon as they spawn, bam, right there. You gotta take him out as quickly as possible because those hammer guys can get in the way. So now all you have to do is just pretty much take those guys out, or at least take 2 of them out, and then do the same thing with like I did at the beginning. And then basically, you know, wait in this spot, which I'll show. So I'm gonna try to go to that part now. Nope, we're not there yet. Oh, let's see. All right, so here we have this final guy, the hammer that's still a part of the last fight. All right, so you see right here, I basically tried to lure him in this spot because another one of those enemies shows up. I don't know the name of them, but they're the enemies that appear in the Pride Lands. So I basically want to lure him right here. That way I can basically do the same thing and not get ambushed. So as soon as he is done, he pops right there, and I try to get the upper hand on him as quickly as possible. And so now all I have is the bats and the cars. But another one of those enemies are gonna show up. I don't know where exactly. I wish I had saw that, but at least I was able to deal with the cars fast enough, or the hot rods fast enough. So, but somewhere I think I get snapped by one of their fire attacks. So let's see. Yeah, so I just basically, yeah, that's pretty much how I handle them. I just used Bat Cry on them. It's a lot quicker. Oh yeah, and then you have more of those ghosts right there. But I have iframes. Same thing applies. Parry it back. See right there. I don't know where it came from. It just came out of nowhere. But I made sure that see, he was right there. They just basically can claw you, and you don't even see them coming. So yeah, that's pretty much how this fight goes. I just use Bat Cry on them, like that. I just wanted to make sure I get out the worst enemies as possible. So he's never coming back. So now all I have is that ghost over there. And then there you go. That's all you do. You just pretty much deal with the cars and the hot rods, and then you're pretty much good to go. So that's pretty much how I was able to deal with that fight. You know, I didn't get to kill him with Bat Cry. I pretty much had to finish him off myself with Valor form because I kept doing what I'm doing right now, and then I accidentally killed him. And yeah, so yeah, now I killed him. So yeah, that's pretty much how that fight went. It wasn't all that bad, but so that was pretty much how this fight went. I had to know where their positioning was or where they spawn and stuff to actually get the upper hands in this fight, and it made it a whole lot easier. Although there was moments I still died, but you know, it was better than having nothing to go with in this fight and stuff with Valor form. So it was a pretty good fight overall. So now we're gonna move on to the next ones where I basically wait. No, that's the same one. Okay, so now we're on the second fight of the Caverns of Remembrance. Excuse me. So this next fight right here, I had a little bit of trouble with Valor form, and I'll explain why. Let me get that off the screen. So in this fight, the first enemies that show, or heartless that shows up in this fight, are the Lancers and the what is it? This little pirate guys. These guys are the worst because they have no cooldown or on their attacks whatsoever. The second they finish an attack, they're already up on another one because they have no cooldown. So what I've been trying to do at the start of this fight was actually get an RC off these guys. I've tried doing that, and it was very impossible. I tried sitting on the corner of the wall to actually get the RC because there is some weird delay on that emulator. I think it's better on the PS4 if I were to just go in this fight as base sword and do that. I don't know, but I tried everything. I tried jumping in the air, since you can for some reason use the RC in the air if you're close to them before landing, but I will always fail it. I would get it sometimes, but would fail it. So what I came up with, I wish I had did before, because of using this form a lot, was actually just parrying their attack with Sword's left keyblade, and that basically gives me some iframes, so that way I can not get any input delays or something, and I can keep mashing triangle until I get it, which it always worked. So watch what happens. So I just guard right there. Let's see, So now that I have iframes, see, I can't get his RC, but I can get the next RC that's coming or whatever it comes before or after. So that way I don't get interrupted. So as long as I have iframes, I should not get hit, and I can get the RC off in time. Right there, and it clears this part up so much faster too. Yeah, like you want to take those guys out immediately. Oh, and another thing I did not like about this fight particularly was probably that guy or the fight itself or something. For some reason, when I tried to target switch to them, it always target switched to him, even if he wasn't auto on target. I don't know why. It was so annoying. But thankfully, since I finally figured out what I needed to do, I was able to tackle them out quickly and not have to waste any Megalo elixirs from getting punched in the face so many times. So now that all I have is him, I'm gonna jump in the air right here to, you know, avoid that attack. And I'm gonna try to knock off just enough health but not kill him. And you'll see why. Okay, so now he's gonna do the spin attack again as a retaliation. Now you see I stand in this specific spot. Now for some reason, whatever you kill in this fight, because this fight is different from the first fight, whatever you kill in this fight on last before the next wave will determine on where these enemies will spawn. So if I were to kill him in that spot, the wind guy would pop up right here, and the other wind guy would spawn next to the book guy, Heartless and stuff. And I could go over there and kill him, but I wouldn't have enough time because he would either hit me with an ice attack or something. And I wanted to find a way to actually get them both in the same spot. And apparently doing the RC in this spot will actually have them spawn right here. And I'll show you what I mean. So he's gonna do the RC, and right there he's gonna go right in this spot right there. He always, if you stand in this spot, only this spot right here, he will and do the RC, he will zigzag around and always land in this specific spot. And when they land in this specific spot, they always spawn in this spot. Always, they will always spawn in this spot. I am not kidding. And that's how I was able to gain control of this fight right there, just like that. I was able to get him just like that. And this is why I have on Rumbling Rose. And I wanted to see I got hit there. And and speaking of getting hit, another reason, another thing I wanted to point out is that if I let's say if the book guy were to actually do the fire attack, I wouldn't continue this part of the fight at all. I would just had started over. Reason being is because they have this annoying fire attack that just basically combos you to death, almost combos you to death if you are crazy enough to sit there and let them do it, or continue attacking them knowing that you're not going to be able to do anything because you're going to either be parried and all that stuff, and it's just not fun to deal with. So but thankfully they were doing the blizzard attack, so I was like, okay, they can't follow me with the blizzard attack, so I'm able to, you know, clear that out. And so there's another one. I tried to take him out too, and then he's out. Let me make sure this is all the way down a little bit. I don't want it to be loud. So yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. So next you have the book guys, and these right here are the hardest. This in the dictionary or their description for these enemies, I basically beat this fight as base sword so I can figure out how these guys work by themselves and stuff, to figure out where their opening is, because you can't just fight them for us. So there's gotta be a way to fight them, and there is. What you do is they have after they finish these attacks, they're basically open, but it's impossible, or it's possible, but you have to basically look for that opening and the opportunity when they're not attacking, because they can basically gain up on you when you're trying to go for the opening. So when they do these, they shoot their fires 3 times, they shoot their blizzard 3 times, and they're basically on the cooldown, and you basically go behind them and get them. They're not gonna let you go behind them when they're attacking. You'll basically see them do that. I think I do that in this video where I try to go up on them, and they basically kind of just turn towards Sora's positioning, so that way he can't actually get behind them. See, I get snapped by a fire. See, they're basically just following me, so that way I can't get behind them. So I go after the guy that's underneath that pipe. You'll see it right there. Right there, and then I just get him. And I try to finish him off as quickly as possible. Now another one of these guys show up. This is the last time he shows up. So I want to get him out as quickly as possible before I get snagged. And there we go. So now I have control of the fight. But it's still hard because I still need to be able to get them out before they kill me. And see, you see him, they do it 3 times. I don't know if he did it. I probably missed it. See, he's doing the blizzard. I'm just trying to wait for that opportunity. So I'm going to go after him first. And then make sure he's not too, that other book guy is not too close to me, because I don't want to get parried and I auto target him for some reason. So that sucked. But hey, that's better than nothing. So that's pretty much how this fight goes and stuff. That's pretty much how it went. And see, they just basically, that's 1, 2. I believe they do it 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. And then I go for the kill right here. Man, oh wait, nope, he got parried right there. Okay, so now I go for the opening on this one. See, 2, and then it's a 3, and then they get ready to go for it. All right, bam, he's out. And then I go dash into him, and then I was gonna go for another combo, but they basically retaliate with that attack, and I didn't want to risk that. So yep, 1, 2. I think I go for the opening. Yeah, here we go. Bam, 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 and then he's dead. Now we have the last wave. So this last wave right here is basically the easy part. I just needed to make sure I get this book guy. I thought I was gonna have a hard time with these guys, but all they do is jump around and land on the ground and then try to jab you with their weapons. So all you have to do is just steer clear from them, and then you're good to go. And then you can just focus on the book guy. I think they were called Black something, those book guys. I think they were called Black Mage or something, I think. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I just want to take this guy out and stuff. And then once he's out, the better. And then I can just, yep, see? And I just went all out on him. I think I had to fight him a little bit longer because, yeah, I had to fight him a little bit longer. Yeah, see, when they jump, they just basically try to jab at you. See, they did it again. So they're not much of a threat, but at the same time, you still want to steer clear from them, so that way you don't, end up wasting items and stuff. So I go for the kill right here, and then after that, that's it. I basically take them out, and then they're no problem at all. So this fight right here gave me the most trouble because, like I said, I was just going in this fight without planning or anything and trying to figure out what I needed to do. I've been trying to find all positions that I need to stand, try standing over by the door, and the book guys would spawn right there. But I was like, this is just not good. I need a good positioning for these guys. And I never thought I would find it until one day when I finally figured out I could just guard them with the parry. I could actually and then I could actually think more in the fight and stuff. So that's basically how I was able to do it. I just had the good position in that corner, and then make sure I get 2 of those guys. They're not gonna always spawn on top of each other, at least not close to each other from what I know. But if you can get the Keyblade on them in time, you can basically keep welling on them before they have enough time to suck you towards them or instantly do a tornado attack on you, which it sucks. So I was so happy that I didn't have to deal with that in this fight, and it was so much fun. So yeah, so I'm just gonna show the rest of this part. It's almost over. So just to prove that, yeah, it was done. Even though we already know it was done. And done. And there you go. That's wave 2 of the Caverns of Remembrance, or fight 2 of the Caverns. So that the Cavern portion of the video is over. Now we move over to the the Transport of Remembrance area, where you face 3 waves of nobodies. I believe this is the first one. All right. So here we have let me zoom that in. So now we have the first wave of the nobody fights in the Transport of Remembrance. So you basically get some white dusk, and well, basically the white dusk are the first people or first enemies you encounter in this fight. So once the fight starts, just basically just do some air combos. I tried to do the what was it, the reverse command, the reverse spam type thing, like you would normally do with Roxas, but it was not, it was like not easy or anything. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just basically too long or something. And plus they would basically break out of it is what I'm trying to say. Like it works, but at the time when you start doing that, they'll just basically break out of it or something, because I don't know if it's because your combos are hitting them or something, and you just it'll just take a long time. So I just basically just do air combos on them, and then they're dead. So after I finish out these waves, there's not really a positioning I try to do. I know they're gonna spawn right there, but you know, I guess because there's not really a positioning that they show up on or something. They just show up. But the samurais always show up right there. So I just went after that guy since he was close to me, and I just take him out. And I get lucky with this parry finisher right here, and then I can use the reaction command on him. So when I do the reaction command right here, because the reaction command on them are much faster compared to what you would normally do when you were in Bailey fight at the beginning of the game in Hollow Bastion. There, it's much faster. So how I was able to deal with that is that I basically had to count. I basically recorded this part of the fight some time ago and actually tried to count how many times it takes before the RC or the command shows up. And you basically, I think you get 4 to 3 seconds. I think on the start of the reaction command or when the whistly sound starts or something. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you basically get like 3 seconds, and that's enough time to react, I guess. But that was basically how that worked for me. I just basically counted how many seconds it took, and I just basically used that the entire fight. I don't use it at the end of this fight because I just wanted to get him out, because I didn't want to take any chances and then fail it and then be like, oh, why did I not just take the opportunity one? Oh, I didn't do it. Let me go back. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, dead. And then another one. 1, 2, 3, dead. So that's pretty much how that went. It feels like that reaction command doesn't do as much crowd control damage as it does with the Bailey fight. I don't know. It does hurt them, but it doesn't seem to take care of crowd control like the Bailey fight does. But it does do a lot of damage to them, though, at least to the samurais that you're hitting. So that's pretty much how this fight went. I didn't have any trouble with the assassins or anything. They were pretty easy to deal with. I mean, because they just basically off themselves anyway, or try to basically take you out with them and stuff. So yeah, this part, wave 1, not so bad. So we can just pretty much just get all that out of the way. So yeah, I can just basically go to the next one. So wave 1 was not all that bad. Wave 2, where are you? All right, pause that so I can zoom this in. Then we have wave 2. Wave 2 was not that bad because you had a lot of reaction commands you can go up against in that fight. Although I still had to use Valor forms, you know, to get some of the make that happen and stuff. So I'm just gonna skip the part where I show the stats. Let me just. Oops. Oh well, this is the start of the fight. All right, so yeah, basically I start the fight. They basically try to get you with their reaction command or their laser attack. So I just basically take them out. They're not that much of a hassle or anything, especially when I had that AOE finisher basically parrying their attacks, which was also fun. So yeah, I don't know. There's not much to really say about wave 2. This was a really easy fight. I mean, there was moments where I almost died and stuff, but overall, I kept my cool and kept, took it easy and didn't panic or anything. And then, I just made it through the fight just like that. Especially when you have the berserkers coming out, like that's what really made the fight even easier. So yeah, I just used the reaction command, and then you pretty much have more control over the fight after that. Even with the the snipers in the fight. So I'm just like, where do I get hit? I get hit somewhere. Cause yeah. Okay, so still we got more enemies. Still have more nobodies. I meant. So yeah, this is where I get hit right here. So yeah, I get hit, but I just try to keep my cool. and stuff. All right, so right here I basically slow down my reaction command as slowly as possible, because I did not want to get hit by this guy basically comboing beside me while I'm invincible, and I didn't want to come out getting hit, because I think I can get hit one more time and die. So I just basically slow it down as much as possible so I can hurt him get that RC and stay invincible, and try to wait for that right moment so I can actually excuse me, so I can actually get an item off. Excuse me, something's in my throat. So yeah, that's pretty much how that fight went. Yeah, there was no trouble at all whatsoever. So we can just basically go to the main portion of the video where the real fight begins. I am sorry. Okay. So here we have wave 3. Wave 3 was by far the most hardest thing about the fight. What gave me the most trouble in this fight was probably the dragoon, because pretty much the dragoons have more reach on in this room over Sora. And when I mean by they have a lot of reach, they have this attack that they do, which basically they come at you vertical. And it's like this vertical attack that just basically combos you really hard and most likely will one-shot you. So basically what I did before I actually went to this fight, I basically kept losing the fight on purpose. Reason for that is because their attack patterns changes every single time in that fight. Like either 4 of them will come at you, 1 of them will come at you, 2 of them will come at you, or even 3, which I got right here. I wanted them to be 4, but I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. And basically I lure them into the corner when they do that attack, so that way I can have control over the fight and keep them where they are. But I messed up a little bit when I tried to do a finisher on one of the guys, because they get the drop on me. They literally get the drop on me. This guy right there, he gets the drop on me. Die. And okay, and before I continue, that is not 1 HP. That's probably either 3 or 2 HP. I do not have once more on at all. This happened because I have armor on in my slot, so that way I can at least get 2-shotted instead of getting 1-shotted. So I just basically continue to combo them and stuff. I try to get away from them, so they basically jump on me. Another thing I did not like about this fight, or the dragons mostly, again, is because they have this weird glitch. It's not the one where they disappear. It's another weird glitch that happened that I've learned in this fight, which is really annoying. They have this weird thing where they would jump in the air, and see, you see they come down, but what ends up happening is that they jump in the air and they don't come down on the ground like that. They don't come on the ground quickly. They're supposed, they don't come on the ground like normal. They basically just come on the ground instantly in front of you. They don't come from the air, and I never understood why that happened. They just basically spawn on the ground and land at the same time. And you'll see what I mean when I get there, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's really annoying. It should happen right here. Yeah, one of them did it, but it's gonna happen again. Right there. That's basically what happened. I'm like, why does that happen? It happens again in that spot as well. All right, so you'll see it right there. Like, why does that happen? I don't know why that happened, but I will always either get hit out of nowhere because they would just basically spawn on the ground. I'm like, what did I do? Like, what in the world can I do to stop it? But there's really nothing I can do. They just do it because I don't know. It's not like they were programmed to just do a BS attack, but I was like, what do I do? So yeah, that's pretty much what made the fight hard. So dragons, I cleared them out. So next, I'm just gonna skip to the next person because I basically killed them after. So after I take care of the dragons, we have the dancers. Dancers aren't that bad, I just basically kept being aggressive to them, because I didn't want to do that AoE finisher and then have them smack ahead of me and then do the third finisher, because then I probably either get grabbed if the third finisher doesn't dash close enough to them. So I just basically instant do the third finisher so I can be more aggressive against them. The creepers you don't have to really worry about as much as long as you don't attack them at least, but they still I think attack you even if you don't, but they mostly attack you with a revenge. Like they're gonna do they're gonna turn flat and then do a sword swinging attack, or they'll do a jump attack on you like the dragons. So they're not all that bad. Just basically just keep your distance from them, and also you want to keep jumping too, because these dancers have a kick that can reach you really far, even if you're in the air, like some probably like a distance in the air where my cursor is pointing. They can hit you, and it's not fun. It sucks. And their kick attack, like if they kick you and you try to ride out iframes as well, that doesn't matter. They don't care about your invincibility frames. They basically just kick you even if you're still in the staggering animation. So you basically want to also aerial recover as well. So that's pretty much how this fight goes. So I think this is wave 2 of the fight. There's like 8 waves that you have to go up against in this fight. So after you finish this guy, or after you finish these guys, you have a sorcerer that you have to go up against. Let me see if I can get to that. Still not there. Okay, here we are. All right, so how I was able to deal with this guy, I already knocked off a chunk of a decent amount of health. But the reason how I was able to deal with this guy is I just basically had on 2 air combo pluses, so I can do multiple melee hits on them and stuff before backing off, instead of doing a finisher that can basically leave me open, because Valor Form has this lagging animation when he does the dash. It lags and or basically leaves Sora levitating in the air for a bit, and that's just enough time. I was able to get away with it sometimes, but it's still risky. So I just basically do a few combos on him, like a Dark Soul or something, and then I just back off. Then to deal with the desperation move of that move, I basically kept jumping the entire time, you know, just to keep my distance. That's the only way that worked. I also did a back and forth jump type thing, which also works, but it's won't be as useful once you are in an area with a bunch of them and some dancers and stuff. So I just basically jump around the entire room just to, you know, avoid being grabbed by any dancers if I had provoked them and stuff. So now we're on the what is this, 4th wave of the fight. So basically when I go on their fight, or when I go into the 4th part of the fight, I just basically take out the dragons as fast as possible, because like I said, these guys are not fun to deal with when you have a bunch of dancers and stuff in your way. So another one spawns, and I almost get dashed or dropped on, and then probably would have died too if this thing was still attacking, which it is. So thankfully I didn't get hit. So just basically try to get him. I think I basically leave him at 1 health. I don't know why, because I guess I was thinking in the moment, trying to figure out what I was going to do and stuff. Or basically I was trying to come up with a plan to get the dancers near me or something. So, or I basically probably kill him. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, so I kill him. It's in the next fight I do. So yeah, I just basically take these dancers out. So they're not that bad or anything. I just wait for him to stop trying to grab me, or her, and then I get the drop on them just like that. And I'm once again being aggressive. Well, I don't be aggressive right there, because I knew that I wasn't hitting enough of them, so they was gonna basically either kick me and then grab me, and then I die. And then I can also get grabbed by them and take a hit, because they hit hard and they will leave me at the same amount of health as the dragons do. But if I get hit grabbed by them with this much, like let's say if I lose this amount of health and still have that much, I can get one-shotted by that move. So I also try to keep my health at full health. So yeah, that's pretty much how that part of the fight goes. So I can just basically skip that and go to the next one, where I have to deal with the dancers and the what is it, the sorcerers, I believe. Let's see. Hold on, let me just. All right. Yeah. Sorcerers and Dancers are the next ones that you go up against. Now, this one right here gave me the most trouble. Now, I tried, like, this, the sorcerers you want to go after. You want to go after him first. Or whatever that thing, I guess, is a he. I don't know if these things even have, like, or even female type nobodies, except for the dancers, who I think are lady nobodies just because they're pink and stuff, and then the way their bodies are shaped. But you can't seem to go after this guy just yet. At first it was what I did, but what gave me the trouble were the dancers, because they, like I mentioned earlier, they have this kick that can reach you in the air, and you can either get parried by it, or you can either get snagged by it in the air, and I had no way of dealing with it. So the only thing I could do was pretty much Dark Soul this entire wave of that fight by hitting them just a little bit, just, you know, knocking them out, and it basically goes on for a really long time in this fight, just until I can get to the sorcerer, because I can't fight that, because see, they're always standing near him. They're always standing near him all the time, and it's annoying. And then I ended up poking him, so I had to get desperation moves, and then I got two of them trying to grab me. So that's not fun. That's not fun at all. So yeah, and then I just basically I have to really go looking for those openings. Like, it's not easy. Like, that's what made this fight the most hardest, along with the dragoons. Like, it's not incredibly hard, but it was very time consuming. So that's basically what I had to do the entirety of that wave. So I'm just gonna really, like, yes, it goes on for long. That's how long it goes. It's still going on still. It's pretty much still going on. And okay, yeah, I think I skipped so much. So after you beat those dancers along with the sorcerer, you have another sorcerer. No, wait, hold on. Actually, let me see. I'm trying to see. I believe after this is the sword. Yeah, you have a sorcerer and two dragoons. Then after that, then you have two sorcerers after. So now that we have more control of this fight, I can go after this guy and stuff. I just gotta make sure they're not trying to jump down on me or attack me, but I still also have to be aware of the sorcerer as well. So just, once again, keep jumping, and then just wait for that opportunity. And yeah, that's pretty much how that part of the fight went. It didn't take as long. I just had to wait for that opportunity, because they would be a little annoying trying to attack me when I saw an opening and stuff, and you know, that would kind of be like, I want to hit them, because I want to be able to deal with these guys. And so after you basically take out the sorcerer, another dragon will jump down. Because how this fight is that some I think it's like a certain amount of enemies that you have to kill before a kill count that happens in this fight, and whatever you kill last will basically have another enemy spawn. I don't know how many, but I know that after this, like, one sorcerer is killed, another dragon will basically show up. So I'm hoping wherever I get to that part, because this timestamp is so long, I don't want to basically skip too much, so you can basically see what I'm talking about. All right, so right here, I just basically do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay, I'm just get to it. See, so yeah, they don't give you any breathing room also as well in this fight. See, I just see right there. I wanted to get him, so now I gotta deal with the desperation move. So I'm just gonna skip to that. All right, so hopefully I can get the drop on him. All right, here we go. All right, so another dragon pops down, bam. So I just do what I do at the beginning. What I want to do is that when I'm fighting the dragons, I want to make sure that I have control over the fight, because if I have control over them, then they can't keep teleporting and stuff, and I'll know what they're going to do. So every time you attack them, they'll either do a jump down attack or that vertical attack, which combos you. So you'll see that I try to go in a corner or something, because see, right there, you can parry that, but it's very risky. Like, I tried to parry it with a jump square attack, and you basically can get a reaction command from it, but it's basically pointless in this fight. If anything, I used it for like invincibility frames from that attack that they do, But again, that's basically what made me lose the fight all the time, because I'm trying to parry it in. So the best plan I came up with was being aggressive just like them in order to come out victorious and stuff. So let's just go ahead and go to the next so after these guys, you have two sorcerers that will come up right here. So same thing applies, it's just a little more difficult. You just basically have to combo them and try to, not get cubed to death, because they use it a lot, that move a lot. And then when they're doing their desperation move, I can also get the drop. I mean, not get the drop. I basically just have to jump around. And sometimes we'll either have one doing the desperation move while the other one is trying to hit you with cubes, which can be a little hard at times too, because you can probably get snagged. And it does happen in this fight. See, they just basically try to get you, but the sooner the other one is out, the better, and then you're pretty much good to go. So I try to go after them, but just not trying to be greedy, not trying to be impatient. So I just want to get him. All right, there you go. And then now you just got one sorcerer, but still, that's not the end. This is, I believe, wave 7. So after this part, this is I believe will be wave 8. Wave 8 is where everything just starts coming at you one at a time and stuff. So I'm just gonna try to get to that part. Yeah, I wish I had killed him right there, but there was moments where I tried to go for a finisher and I either get snagged and comboed, and then I'd be like, why did I do that? So I just get right there. And then now here we go, the final wave. Now you have one dragon, 3 dragons come up in this fight. In wave 8, I think, because I know after I kill this one, another one comes right now. Oh wait, nope. Yeah, there he is. See, another one comes right there, and I think this is the one where I leave him at 1 health, so that way I can deal with the other guys and stuff, like the dancers and the creepers and stuff. Well, mostly the dancers, because I did not want them in the fight. So he's gonna do his little retaliation, but that's okay. I'm nowhere near him, so he's gonna keep jumping around. And I met the dragon, so I just try to keep my distance from them so I can, have more control over the fight a little bit. And I just, that's pretty much how I do that. I just run around trying to get them, trying to get the combos, and basically trying to hope that when they try to drop on me, I can use the finisher to parry, because that's why I tried to do that at the beginning, but I ended up getting hit. See, okay, so I was going to do the finisher, but by the time I finished the finisher, I was going to get snagged. I have to do it at the right time. So yeah, that's pretty much how I'm doing it. I'm just trying to keep my distance, trying to wait for him to attack, and then I go in. So when he attacks, I go in for the attack. See, I was going to do the finisher, but couldn't. See, that's how brutal this fight is. They don't give you any breathing room. It's like a Dark Souls in some kind of way, where you're just basically trying to hit them, but they're always coming in for another attack kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm just, that was a little risky right there. Very risky. See, just once again, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I had kept him at 1 health, so that way when the next wave comes, I can get rid of him, and I believe one more dragon shows up, because this is the second dragon of the fight. See, I'm just going to do a finisher, bam. So because basically, also another thing is that when I do the finisher on them, I'm basically poking them at the same time, thus canceling their drop down attack. So that's another reason why I will always do that. So we have one more dragon that I have to deal with, and then that's it. So, and then I still want to take out the dancers and stuff and the creepers and whatnot. And that's pretty much how you can get control of the fight. See, once again, poke him, bam. See, stop him in his track. Screw you. And then I just be like, I'm just going to finish him. Actually, no, I don't finish him, because I do the same thing. Wait for it. All right. Oh, no, I do finish him. So maybe another dragon does come up in this fight. I don't know. No, I think that might be the last. No, that wasn't the last one. There's another one that shows up. And actually, I'm going to get to that part right now, because I killed one of the dancers, and then another one drops next to me. Let me see if I can get to that. Oh. Nope, still not there. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, see, that's the final one. So I believe 4 dragons show up in this fight. The 8th fight. So he's the one that I leave at 1 HP until I can figure out what I need to do. with these guys, like the dancer, because I want to take them out. Now, for some reason, when I did that, that basically made the ending of the fight play out a little bit different, because normally in this fight you will have two sorcerers pop up at once when there's nothing else on the battlefield. But when in result of me doing this the way that I did, and I did not plan that either, for some reason it made the sorcerers spawn one at a time instead of two at a time like they normally would. And so that was how I was able to gain control of the fight. See right here, so he's gonna almost combo me in this spot. Like that's how much reach they have in this fight. So I believe you have to deal with like 4 of these not dragon sorcerers. So I try to get him as soon as he does the cube attack. Like as soon as I come back in this corner, I try to go basically. Nope. See, I tried to get him. I thought he was gonna die, but didn't get to get him. So I get him on the next go. So he's gonna drop right there, and then I go for the kill right there as quickly as possible. Ooh, and I was so happy that it got it. So now all I have is 2 creepers, and so once I do that, I just basically have to not mess up. And see, I leave those 2 creepers, which again I did not plan, but for some reason those 2 creepers on the field basically changed how this fight was gonna play out at the end. With instead of them having 2 sorcerers pop up at the same time, I can only have 1 of them, because those 2 guys out there are stopping them from spawning 2. So as long as I don't kill those 2 creepers, I can just basically have 1 of them show up 1 at a time, which makes this fight a whole lot easier instead of me having to deal with 2 of them at the end with Valor form. And that's what made this go by a little bit easier, because like I said, I did not plan that. I was just like, oh wow, there's only 1 of them showing that at 1 at a time. So I was like, aren't there supposed to be 2 that show up? But no, it's just those 2 creepers on the battlefield basically, makes it to where they're not allowed to have them on the battlefield at the same time, which they should, but it didn't. So that was pretty good how that all worked out. That's not RNG. That's basically enemy the enemies being out there. See, watch, 1 shows up. See, 1. I think that's what it is, because normally I believe 2 is supposed to show up, or basically what ends up happening. Actually, no, what ends up happening is that you would normally kill like a sorcerer, and let's say you have 2 of them. Basically 1 would actually show up again while the other one is in battle already. I think that's what's happening here. It's not because of the 2 creepers. It's just that because the reason they're showing up 1 at a time is because, again, well, maybe it might be because of the creepers and stuff. So if I had killed those 2 creepers, there'd have been 2 sorcerers, and I ended up killing 1 of them, but then another one was spawning the fight. But since there's not, since these 2 creepers are here, there's not 2 sorcerers, so I'm basically able to handle them. I think that's what's actually happening here. So yeah, so that was pretty cool how all this happened. So yeah, we'll just basically skip to the part. I think this is the 3rd one, I believe, that I have to take out. Let's see. Yeah, because see, I was gonna see the finisher wasn't gonna be enough, and I did not want to screw that up. So yeah, that's pretty much how this part goes. I'm thinking this might be the see, stupid ground combo. No, see, got ruined by auto target. That's another annoying thing I had to deal with in this fight. Yeah, I got 1 more. Yeah, so this is like the final one, and then so I basically just go for the kill because I didn't want to deal with him no more, and that was it. All I have now is the creepers, and I didn't want to do a finisher because I didn't want him to drop on me if I dashed. And there you go, and that's basically the Caverns of Remembrance with Valor form on level 1. That was by far the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, and I will never do it again. It was fun, but well, not wave 3. This fight sucked so much, and I was so happy just to be inside the Garden of Assemblage. It was so rewarding, and it was just like all this hard work and all this finally paid off. So that's basically how I did this, or how I was able to handle the Caverns of Remembrance with Valor form. So yeah, that's basically the end of this analysis. I just wanted to give a little overall review and analysis of how I had to handle these fights and stuff and whatnot. Is Valor form meant for these fights? No, but at the same time, when it comes down to it, it just basically comes down to either being quick, thinking fastly, and reacting to what comes your way, knowing the enemy's placements and stuff, or where they're gonna spawn, to actually get the upper hand in this fight. Compared to what you would normally do with crowd controls, where they'll just be everywhere and stuff. So that's basically how the Caverns of Remembrance went and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. I have other videos on my channel that if you want to actually see those other challenges that I've done with Valor form, where I didn't pause it, where I basically go, oh, let me show the stats, just, you know, let's see. Yeah, I have the armors and stuff, you know, the ribbons and things, you know. Oh, let me go back, because I want to show that I do not have on once more, let me go back. Do I go here? Yeah, I think I show it after. See, I'm level 1. The strength and stuff is coming from the accessories and stuff that I have. No, I didn't show the ability. I think I showed the ability. Yeah, here we go. See, do not have a once more, second chance or anything. So yeah, basically that's how that went. So if you want to see other videos that I've done with Valor form on stuff, I don't want to show those individual videos of me using Valor forms on bosses. I have a video where I basically fight almost all the bosses in the game, and I say almost because not all the bosses I could fight in the game with Valor form, like Genie Javar and the Pride Lands, because I think you can use the code to get the Pride Lands, because I've seen Bloody Biscuit use final form in that land, in that world, but I didn't know how to get a hold of the codes. No one knew where it was. I tried to find it, but no luck. So this was the best I could do. So if you want to see those videos of me fighting the bosses on level 1 with Valor form, including the absent silhouette on boss fights, I'll basically put the end card of that video on here, along with the analysis of that video as well, or something like that, of how I was able to pull off those fights, because those weren't easy as well either. I had to learn those fights as well. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you all enjoyed this little analysis of the Caverns of Remembrance on level 1 with Valor form. It is possible, but it's not meant. It's not recommended. So that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye.